The RMS Titanic, a marvel of engineering, embarked on its maiden voyage in 1912. The journey was ill-fated. On a cold April night, the unsinkable ship struck an iceberg. It sank beneath the waves, claiming the lives of over 1,500 people. The tragedy shocked the world. Now, over a century later, new research suggests an unexpected factor: the Northern Lights. The Northern Lights, known scientifically as the Aurora Borealis, are mesmerizing displays of light. They shimmer and dance across the night sky. These celestial wonders are born from the sun. The sun releases charged particles in solar flares and coronal mass ejections. These particles travel through space, sometimes reaching Earth. When these particles collide with Earth's magnetic field, they interact with atmospheric gases. This interaction creates the vibrant colors of the aurora. However, this beautiful phenomenon can have disruptive effects. The surge of charged particles can interfere with Earth's magnetic field, causing what is known as a geomagnetic storm. On the fateful night of April 14, 1912, the Northern Lights made an appearance. Survivors of the Titanic disaster later recounted their observations of the aurora. Lawrence Beasley, a survivor, described a glow which arched fanwise across the northern sky. James Bissett, second officer on the RMS Carpathia, the ship that received the Titanic's distress call, also recorded the aurora in the ship's log. He described moonbeams shooting up from the northern horizon that later transformed into greenish beams. These eyewitness accounts, combined with scientific data, suggest that a geomagnetic storm was indeed in effect on the night of the sinking. Could this storm have played a role in the tragedy? In 2020, researcher Mila Zinkova published a study in the journal Zinkova proposes that the geomagnetic storm caused by the Northern Lights could have interfered with the Titanic's navigation and communication systems. Even a slight error in navigation, as small as 0.5 degrees, could have been enough to steer the ship into the path of the fatal iceberg. Furthermore, the storm could have disrupted the Titanic's ability to send and receive distress signals. Indeed, there were reports of erratic radio communications in the area that night. The RMS Baltic, for instance, reported receiving freaky radio signals. Some of the Titanic's distress calls may have been lost or delayed due to the geomagnetic interference. Previous theories attributed these communication problems to amateur radio operators jamming the airwaves. However, Zinkova's research suggests that the geomagnetic storm is a more likely culprit, while the iceberg remains the primary cause of the Titanic's sinking. This new study offers compelling evidence that the Northern Lights, those ethereal dancers of the night sky, might have played a tragic role in the events of that fateful night. The tragedy of the Titanic continues to resonate. The possibility of the Northern Lights contributing to the disaster adds another layer of complexity to this historical event. It reminds us of the powerful forces of nature, both beautiful and potentially destructive, that shape our world.